Hey guys, back at it. This is day 162 in my 1 year daily diary challenge. This challenge was prompted after I completed a 100-day challenge, and that challenge was prompted in a meditation session. I just felt very led to record and post my daily diaries and put them on a large platform. It had a lot of work to do with just being authentic, being present, being consistent, showing up for myself, and learning more about what I needed to do in order to be the best version of me. And I'm still learning, and I'm really excited that you guys are here in this process. So if you want to learn more about those first 100 days, just pop back and look at those. Without further ado, let's get into day 162. So today is a Tuesday here. These recordings are about 10, 11-ish days off, just because I started recording them prior to publishing them. And so anyway, it's a Tuesday, and we are getting up and ready for school, kids ready for school. It's another rainy day. I think all week is supposed to be pretty rainy, which is really, really good. Like I said, I love rainy days, and I just love the fact that they're very cleansing, very purifying, very healing. Plants and people and all the things need rain and water. So it's a very healthy, happy thing. Definitely don't take on a gloomy, upset that it's raining. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do when it's raining versus when it's not. Rainy day, get the kids to school. My daughter's always first to go to school, and we have really great conversations in the car on the way. Kind of prepping for the day. Today is a chiropractor day, so I always remind her and myself that I have to pick her up in Carline later. And then it is time to get my son to school, which he is always very much a sleepyhead. Does not want to wake up in the morning and get to school. So I give him as much time as I can possibly give him in the morning to sleep. And then I get, his socks and shoes and backpack, and he just literally rolls out of bed and into the car, and we go. So today I had an appointment for my espresso machine to get fixed, just because, I think there's a little piece in my specific machine, which is a La Marzocco, that's a flow regulator, and it's really tiny, and I don't have all the tools to get to it, and it can build up with calcium from the water, and I don't know what maintenance routine had on this machine prior to me purchasing it. So definitely I needed a professional to come in. So it was kind of cool how it happened. The cafe I used to work at, my old boss, he had recommended this maintenance person before, and I kind of filed it away in my head and didn't really need it at the time. And then a week before my machine actually stopped working, this maintenance guy started following my pop-up coffee on Instagram. And so then when the machine stopped working and I tried to do my repairs and it didn't work, I saw that the name popped up, and I was like, oh, okay, this is perfect. It worked out really well. And so we made the appointment, and I was able to, before he came for the appointment, do all my self-care routines. So the vibration plate, the sauna, I did a little bit of grounding, and then I went to the Restore Hyper Wellness, which I found out that their cryo chamber is still down, and it's not that it's not able to be fixed. They said the technician isn't able to come out and fix it because it's very specific person that they need to come out. So I just did some red light therapy there, and then I came home and got a little bit of lunch, and did a little bit of cleaning of my kitchen just so that it was nice and tidy. And the guy came over he looked at the machine. He was like, oh, yeah, I know exactly what the part is. And then we started talking, and we talked the whole time about, coffee around town, about the industry, about the people we knew, he's breaking into the local industry and getting to know more people. And while it was funny because I looked at their page and it was like there's a lot of education as well on their page. And I was like, well, there's kind of an overlap of things that like I'm doing and he's doing, but I'd love to keep his information and share it if somebody needs tech work. But as we were talking, he was more like, well, the education that he does is more on the maintenance side. They do barista trainings and other education, but it's not the same focus as what I do. So it was really cool because I think that we can definitely collaborate and partner up and do a lot of things together. So that was cool. And it was really funny too because I thought about it beforehand and I was like thinking, I wonder if I offer him collaboration in exchange for a discount. I wonder if he'd go for that. And then I said, you know what? I want to be really respectful to somebody coming into my house and fixing my machine and taking the time out, and they have a legitimate business. I would want the same respect from somebody else. So the price is not unreasonable. It's very reasonable. And so I'll just, accept that. And so as, we were talking and he was fixing the machine and he was talking more about different mechanisms in the machine, kind of like showing me what things were doing what, which was really cool. At the end, he sent me the invoice and he was like, you know what? I'm going to just charge you for, the service call. And, I think we can work together well. And so he gave me a discount, but I didn't ask for it. It just happened naturally. So that was kind of cool. And then we were throwing around a lot of ideas about cool events that we could put together and that he's opening up a space sometime in 2025. And I was just really excited and happy that this happened. I am always the one with the silver lining. So while my machine was down and it sucked because I couldn't do any events, I couldn't even make coffee for myself at home. I was like, there's got to be a reason. There's got to be a purpose. Always look for that, excitement and benefit. The universe is only going to benefit me. So for me to have my machine down and then to reach out to this technician and then have him come in and us really have an amazing 1-hour conversation about our passions in the industry and how we can collaborate and work together was just amazing. So that's a big opportunity for both of us, and it wouldn't have happened if my machine wasn't down, which, it wasn't the end of the world, like I said. So kind of cool thing happened. And I would say after that, I just kind of did a few things around the house and then went to go pick up my daughter in Carline. So in Carline, I was hanging out and this gentleman picked up his son early and he was parked in parking spaces to the left of where my car was in the car lines. And he pulled straight out and back in and straight out and back in. And the third time he rolled down his window and asked me to move. And I was fine with that. There was nobody behind me. So I moved. And then he went to attempt to pull back straight out again. And I was like, why is he pulling straight? Why doesn't he turn? Usually when you're coming out of a parking space and there's only one lane that you have access to, you cut the wheel and you turn. So there's a gentleman in a Jeep in front of me and he got out of his car and he directed this guy like how to cut the wheel, how to, do different things and maneuver. So it was just like a really, it was kind of messing with my mind. Like, I don't understand why this person didn't know how to cut the wheel. But whatever. So at least the gentleman in front was able to help him, and it all worked out. And then I got my daughter from school, and we went to the chiropractor and hung out at the chiropractor. And when we got done with the chiropractor, we got home. I started pulling out stuff for dinner. So we were going to have like chips and chili. And my daughter wanted to bake spicy cayenne cookies. And I was making dinner and she was making cookies. I got my son from the bus stop, and he has been super lovey, super sweet, super snuggly. Just, it's been beautiful to watch the change. And the change is mostly, I think, me. And I've been just seeing my kids' relationships change and grow because I've been putting it out there. So for me to say like, oh, they're always angry at each other, they're always upset at each other, they don't have a great relationship, they're, stuck in this rut. That's that's me projecting and keeping them there. But I'd really like them to grow and change. And excuse me. They won't really have that happen unless I can see it. And so I've been doing that a lot, where I've been like identifying how they used to be and how they used to interact really well with each other. And then just kind of projecting that and affirming that. So nothing's really changed with like me parenting or them. It's just my perception, my attitude towards it is not one of a negative, like always complaining. It's just about the positives and what's great about it. Yeah, so the kids have been interacting really well. I've been doing yoga with my daughter every night. She's been doing her homework. We've been kind of prepping for Christmas, and I've been really kind of bogged down with all of this car stuff. So like every night I'm on the laptop, like looking at cars and looking at like the different websites to find things. I'm still looking at the old car that I used to have to see if I can find one similar, but maybe that's not what I'm supposed to have. Maybe I'm supposed to go to something newer, to something bigger, to something better. And I had my time in my lovely little Prius that was, absolutely perfect for me at the time, but maybe I'm needing something else. And sometimes we're not aware of what we actually need. And if we hold on to things that are trying to remove themselves from our life, it creates more pain. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to understand that, I loved my car and it fit everything that I needed. And for some reason, the universe created those 2 accidents and all of the things that came with it, which were beneficial. But then now is creating space for a new car to come in. And I just need to be open to new things and possibly better things that are coming my way. So I'm not going in just being like, la-di-da, the universe is going to bring me whatever I need and I don't have to do anything. I'm going to research, I'm going to look, I'm going to search. I'm not going to stress myself out. I am going to do the work I can do to figure out what the next move is going to be. But I'm also going to be glad and happy that something bigger and better and more amazing is going to come in. And it's going to be exactly what I need for the next phase and next stage of life. So that said, I still love my car. I'm still like having that little fantasy of, just how lovely it was to be in that car. And I have a few on my radar that I'm kind of looking at and seeing, if these might be my forever car, which again, it doesn't have to be forever car. It could be just the next 3 years. It could be the next 5 years. Who knows? But I'm just being open to what is coming in. And I am going to be going tomorrow to pick up the check for my, the payout for my car. I'm going to sign over the title. And then I will be moving on to finding my next car. I have a networking event that's going to happen. That's really cool. And then I have a kid-free weekend, and I would have to be completely honest with you guys because I did post the other day that I downloaded a dating app and I, created my profile. I've changed it, morphed it, added things to it, made sure it was very clear about what I wanted and who I am. I've had a couple people like reach out and match me, and then they unmatched me, and I was like, okay, whatever. I wanted to have the strict rule of in the morning, open the app, cycle through, do all my likes for the day, and then be done. And then in the evening, if I have messages or matches or checks or whatever, check it then. And I've been allowing myself to, throughout the day, whenever something pops up, just go in and look at it in the moment. So I am not perfect in how I wanted to interact with the app. So I'm going to continue to establish boundaries for myself around this because I do feel that that is the best way to go about it. I can be available all the time, no problem, but I need to have boundaries with myself so that I have time for other things. And I'm saying this is important to me, but it doesn't take priority over other things, is what I'm kind of trying to create. And that also that I'm not reaching for it to fill space, to fill time, to fill emptiness, emotional distress, or whatever. So my boundaries with the dating app is going to try to stay the same as what I said, just in the morning, open it up, cycle through, do all my likes or roses or whatever I have. Once I hit that and they're like, nope, you're out, then I'm done. Then I open it back up sometime in the early evening to see if there's any, updates or whatever. So I do have to go through my phone and cycle, toggle some switches so that I don't get notifications like popping up all the time. Like, oh, this person likes you, or this person likes you, or they have a message. If I remove the notifications, then I am in control of going in and checking it when I want to versus when it pops up. So that's something I'm going to do. But I'm not perfect, and I'll share with you guys. I said something that I really wanted. I set some boundaries, and then I crossed them myself. So then I'm going to reestablish them and do some other things to make that work for me. But it's okay when you're establishing new boundaries to test yourself and to just have grace with yourself that you're not going to be perfect from the get-go. And sometimes that is helping you learn and grow as long as you're aware of it. So I think that was the whole day pretty much. It was just a normal day, kids to school. And then the really cool thing that happened, getting the espresso machine fixed, kids home, we got dinner, and then yoga and relaxing in the evening. My kids still very much want me to put them to bed. So, nighttime is tuck them in, say goodnight, give them hugs. My daughter always wants a massage, which is really funny. And my son, he just wants a lot of snuggles and conversation. So he gets really chatty at night, which is really funny. So I will wrap it up there because we've gone really over time. I try to stick to about 10 minutes, and sometimes it works, but it doesn't matter. I have grace with myself. And so thank you guys for joining me, for supporting me by listening. Please comment and let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, I'm going to try to get 1,000 subscribers by January 1st. And I'm just going to have grace with myself too. I think it would be really, really cool to do that. I can envision it. I can see it in my head. On like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, having a really super amazing celebratory, like, yes, we hit 1,000. Thank you so much. This was just a goal of mine. And that would be super cool because I'd love to see how far the reach is. Like, I know that some of the information I share will be beneficial to some people, and yeah, it's just really cool. So please share this with other people you think might enjoy it. And I love you guys. Have an amazingly awesome, fabulously beautiful, wonderful morning or afternoon or evening, whenever you're listening. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace.